Coronation Street has confirmed that the character Theo Silverton will be leaving the show after about a year on screen. The storyline involving Theo and Todd Grimshaw is now moving toward its conclusion. Producers are preparing a dramatic departure for Theo, as the disturbing plot between him and Todd is set to wrap up later this year. Many viewers have been waiting for the moment when Theo finally faces consequences after months of controlling and abusive behavior towards Todd. According to reports from The Sun on Sunday, plans for Theo's exit have already been decided, although the exact details of his final storyline are still being kept secret. Meanwhile, Digital Spy reports that actor James Cartwright, who portrays Theo, always knew that his role in the soap would be temporary and designed for a specific storyline that would eventually lead to the character's exit. A spokesperson for the show explained that James joined the series on a limited contract and was aware from the beginning how the character's story would unfold and how long he would remain in the program. They also added that he still has several scenes left to film in the Todd and Theo storyline and will continue appearing on screen until later in the year. Earlier in the year, Theo was also mentioned as one of 5 possible characters who might be killed off during a major episode scheduled for 23rd of April, which coincides with the wedding of Carla and Lisa Swain. In a recent flash-forward scene, Betsy Swain was shown being questioned by police after she discovered a dead body. Because Theo is leaving the show, many fans now believe this could support theories that he might be the victim in that storyline next month, although other characters remain possible candidates. The other 4 residents whose lives may be at risk include Carl Webster, Jody Ramsey, Maggie Driscoll, and Megan Walsh. Last year, the show began highlighting the issue of domestic abuse within a same-sex relationship, focusing on Theo's manipulation and mistreatment of Todd behind closed doors. The storyline became even more shocking earlier this year during the crossover episode Corrie, when Theo abandoned Billy Mayhew and left him to die after the vicar uncovered the truth about Theo's dark behavior. More recently, Theo surprisingly chose to break up with Todd, but he continues to keep a close eye on him, suggesting that his obsession with controlling Todd may not be over yet. Coronation Street has officially confirmed that Theo Silverton will leave the show later this year. Actor James Cartwright first appeared on the ITV soap in March 2025, joining the cast as Theo Silverton, a self-employed scaffolder who left his wife to start a relationship with Todd Grimshaw. After his arrival, the storyline began focusing on the theme of domestic abuse within a same-sex relationship, showing how Theo gradually began mistreating Todd behind closed doors. The plot intensified earlier this year during the crossover episode Corrie, when Theo shockingly abandoned Billy Mayhew and left him to die after the Weatherfield vicar discovered the dark truth about his behavior. More recently, Theo unexpectedly chose to end his relationship with Todd after months of physical and emotional abuse, as well as controlling Todd's finances. However, he continues to watch Todd closely, hinting that his obsession with control has not disappeared, according to Daily Star. Fans have been eagerly waiting to see Theo finally face the consequences of his abusive actions, and it appears that moment may not be far away. A spokesperson for the show explained that James joined the series on a fixed contract and always understood the full storyline for his character and the length of his time on the program. They also confirmed that he still has scenes left to film and will remain on screen until later in the year. Earlier in 2026, Theo was listed as one of 5 characters who could potentially be killed off during a major episode scheduled for 23rd of April, the day when Carla and Lisa Swain are due to get married. A flash-forward scene also showed Betsy Swain being questioned by police after she discovered a dead body. Along with Theo, the other characters believed to be in danger include Carl Webster, Jody Ramsey, Maggie Driscoll, and Megan Walsh. Reports about Theo's exit have strengthened fan theories that he might meet a violent end in the upcoming storyline. Meanwhile, James Cartwright has already secured his next acting project. The actor will appear in a new comedy horror film titled Bjorn of the Dead, where he will star alongside his well-known father. Coronation Street viewers are about to see Theo Silverton's jealousy spiral even further as the troubled character begins targeting another resident of Weatherfield. Although Theo has ended his abusive relationship with Todd Grimshaw, the ordeal for Todd is far from finished. The manipulative villain now appears to be directing his anger and frustration at someone else in the community. Over the past year, Todd has been living in constant fear of his controlling fiancée, who subjected him to multiple forms of abuse, including physical violence, emotional manipulation, and financial control. Theo even convinced Todd to open a joint bank account, allowing him to dominate the household finances and force Todd to ask permission whenever he wanted to spend money, claiming it was about financial responsibility. This control created tension during Theo's birthday when Todd could only afford a modest gift because of the strict budget. Theo reacted badly, and things worsened when Todd suggested celebrating with coffee instead of alcohol. In a shocking moment, Theo's anger exploded, and he pulled a knife on Todd. After months of torment, Todd reached his lowest point and called Theo's bluff, daring him to go ahead and kill him just to end his suffering. The unexpected reaction stunned Theo, who ended up spending the night sleeping in his van. The following day, Todd confronted him and said their relationship could not continue. In a surprising twist, Theo agreed that neither of them was happy and returned the engagement ring, officially ending their engagement. But anyone familiar with the drama of Coronation Street knows that this is unlikely to be the end. Theo soon begins flirting with other men in an attempt to make Todd jealous. However, when Todd tries to move on and start dating again, Theo becomes furious. In retaliation, he even goes as far as secretly spiking Todd's drink. Theo's hostility is not limited to Todd alone. Like many abusers, he previously tried to isolate Todd from the people who cared about him. Because of this, he harbors deep resentment toward those closest to Todd, especially George Shuttleworth. George, who acts as Todd's boss, mentor, and father figure, represents the biggest threat to Theo's influence over him, making the funeral director a clear target. Unfortunately, George is already dealing with serious problems. He and his partner, Christina Boyd, have been facing a damaging smear campaign launched by Annie, the daughter of a former client, who claims George manipulated her mother into leaving him £10,000 in her will. The accusations, along with a wave of negative online reviews, have already hurt George's business and reputation. Now, Theo's growing rage threatens to make the situation even worse. In upcoming episodes, as he struggles to accept Todd moving on with his life, Theo's jealousy reaches boiling point, and he begins causing even more trouble for Todd's trusted mentor.